Your mind is lying to you right now as you sit here, pretending you're in control. It's whispering the same poison it's always whispered. Not now, later, tomorrow. You've heard it 1,000 times, and you've obeyed. But let's tear the mask off. Procrastination isn't harmless. It isn't rest. It isn't mercy. It's a shadow lodged in your head, a parasite feeding on your hesitation, feeding on your wasted hours, feeding on your future. And the sickest part? You call it comfort. You treat it like a friend, when in truth, it's a thief, a patient thief that robs you silently, while you smile and let it. You know this voice well, the one that says, "You deserve a break. You'll feel more ready later. Just one more scroll, one more snack, one more episode." It's seductive, smooth, convincing. But every time you obey, you carve away a piece of yourself. You think you're choosing safety, but you're not. You're handing your life to a whisper that laughs at you. Every night you go to bed, unfinished. Let's play a cruel game of honesty. Think of something you've been putting off. Maybe a dream. Maybe a task so small it embarrasses you that it's still undone. Where is it right now? Still waiting, still untouched, still smothered under excuses. That's procrastination's signature, burying your potential under a mountain of later. Here's a picture. Imagine a room with a locked chest. Inside it is everything you could be, every skill, every achievement, every version of yourself you secretly want. But instead of the key, procrastination hands you a pillow. Rest. Dream. Tomorrow you'll open it. But tomorrow never comes. The chest stays locked. You stay locked. This isn't laziness. Don't flatter yourself. Laziness is simple. Procrastination is clever. It dresses itself up as logic, as reason, as self-care. It tricks you with the illusion of choice. But here's the truth. You're not choosing. You're surrendering. And you don't even realize it. Psychologists call it the intention-action gap, the space between what you say you'll do and what you actually do. Sounds clinical, right? But it's really just a graveyard of unfinished books, unsent messages, abandoned projects, unlived days, all buried under your brilliant plan to start tomorrow. And while you wait for motivation to strike, your confidence quietly rots. You don't notice it at first, but slowly you start believing the whispers. Maybe you're not capable. Maybe it's too late. Maybe you'll fail anyway. That's procrastination's favorite trick. It doesn't just steal your time. It steals your belief in yourself. Want proof? Think of how heavy it feels to begin something you've delayed for weeks. How guilt clings to your chest. How you'd rather do anything than face the thing you promised yourself. That heaviness is procrastination's poison at work. Invisible, paralyzing, and it loves watching you squirm under its weight. But let's not pretend it's cleverer than you. Procrastination is a coward. It only survives in silence, in shadows, in the gaps you refuse to fill. The moment you move, truly move, it shrinks. It hates action. It despises momentum. And yet, you feed it every day. You fatten it with excuses. You keep it alive with your silence. So, how do you kill it? You don't wait. You don't negotiate. Ram attack. Not tomorrow, not later, now. But don't overcomplicate it. The parasite doesn't die with grand gestures. It dies with small stabs. One action, a single start. Write one line. Do one push-up. Open one file. Take one step. And suddenly, the whisper loses power. Suddenly, you realize the chest was never locked. You just refused to touch it. Here's the irony. You've been waiting for motivation to save you. But motivation is a fraud. It shows up after you start, not before. You'll never feel ready. That's the trap. Readiness is procrastination's costume, and you've been falling for it your whole life. So here's the experiment. 7 minutes. That's all I'm asking you to steal back from the shadow. Sit down, start, focus. Not perfectly, not beautifully, just begin. Because 7 minutes of action beats 7 hours of hesitation. 7 minutes makes procrastination tremble. 7 minutes is enough to break the spell. And don't pretend you can't. You've wasted longer than that scrolling, watching, distracting yourself from yourself. 7 minutes is nothing. And everything. Because once you taste progress, even tiny progress, the whisper weakens. You've proven it wrong. You've proven yourself stronger. Of course, it won't go quietly. Tomorrow, it will return. It always does. But here's the difference. You'll recognize it. You'll hear the lie for what it is. And you'll remember this moment. The moment you proved the shadow doesn't control you, unless you let it. Let me be blunt. If you leave this video and do nothing, congratulations. You've chosen the whisper. You voted for the parasite. You fed the thing that's been choking you. But if you act, even one small act, you've begun its death. 7 minutes. That's your weapon. That's your rebellion. That's your proof that procrastination is not some unkillable demon. It's just a cowardly whisper that dies in the face of movement. So go, close this, take the 7 minutes. Because if you don't, procrastination wins again, and you already know how that story ends. But if you do, if you take action now, procrastination won't survive.